I'm Janicia. I'm the lady with the garden. It is March. Spring has sprung, so I do hope. A lot of things are starting to happen in the garden, and I just want to take you guys along to show you what I'm growing, what has sprung, and what's going on. So I first want to start with this bed right here. This bed was growing pretty well until we had the last really hard freeze. My son had beets that's growing in this bed, and a lot of them basically went to sleep, but the beets look like they're sprouting back, so that's a really good thing. My chickens got in here and they ate all the leaves of my kohlrabies, and so it's probably just going to be chicken feed. But the beets, I'm going to let them grow back, and if they go to seed, then I will be able to save the seeds and we'll be able to have more beets later on. So I told you guys that this area of my garden, I am not going to be gardening in this year because I've gardened here for 7 years. This is the largest plot, like one area that I do garden in, but giving it a rest is actually good for the soil, and I covered it all with wood chips for this year. So over here between my two apple trees that they have never bore apples yet. I think this might be a black Arkansas apple, but in between my apple trees I do have my bee balm that's growing right here, and this is another apple tree that I don't remember the name because all my labels are gone, so yay, we'll just find out one day. I am so happy for the bee balm. This one did actually pretty good. I bought this as a plant. I didn't start it from seed from a nursery, and I don't remember the variety or the name of it, but I do know that I had bee balm that was in my front yard, and those bee balm for some reason started having mildew. This one did not. I'm very happy about that. I'm excited because I use my bee balm mostly for teas. I'm a tea girly. I love tea. Over here I have my garlic chives. They're perennials, so they look pretty good. And here I have a lot of hyssops, and I think that is salvia that's growing over here. They grew here last year, so a lot of seeds fell, and it's gonna look pretty here, so that's one thing we know for sure. Since I'm not gardening here, I don't mind. It's not a problem for me. I'm interested to see like what would sprout. Fun fact, I literally only grew hyssop because I saw it in the Bible, so I grew it and I loved it, and I found out all the benefits about it after I started growing it. It's something that's one of my favorites, so the fact that it's coming back on its own, awesome. Over here in this area I have some kohlrabies I planted over the fall. They got a little beaten over winter, but they look like they might be okay. And just some old onions that's probably gonna go to seed. I'll collect those seeds. I also have my thyme right here, which I love thyme. Thyme is so good. I love cooking with thyme, especially my curry chicken. And not much else is happening. We do have to come and wood chip this row. We kind of missed it. We have another thyme over there, but it got knocked back a lot, and I did harvest a lot from it last fall, so it should come back and be all beautiful. This 4x4 bed, it's supposed to be basically like my herb garden, but it has herbs in there, but also a lot of weeds that are coming up in here as well, and it's mostly a mint bed. So at one point we had mint growing in the walkways of everywhere. We wanted to have like a mint lawn kind of thing, and when I cut it, it would smell really good. It was just a crazy idea, something I wanted to try, but the mints were not growing as well as grass, so we decided to forget that idea and grow a garden basically. And so the mints are basically everywhere. So they came in this bed somehow, some way, and they're here. All that's really growing in here is some onion chives, some thyme, lots of thyme. This is lemon thyme. This thyme is really good. I love it. I trimmed it back and it's still growing pretty well. It's pretty big, so I'm not complaining about that. I can do with thyme. I use thyme for teas and to cook, and I use this one in particular whenever I'm making soups, especially when I'm making split pea soups along with a squeeze of lemon. It's really good. We have mint. I keep on mixing up the mint that's here, so I'm not sure. But I do see some sproutings of cilantro that's coming up in here, so that's really good. I won't be planting any mint and anything else in here this spring or this summer or anything. I'm just gonna let it be and just let the mint take over and let it be just a whole mint bed, and we could just have this be like our tea area, like tea factory or tea for teas, whatever. The other day you guys saw that in this bed I planted kohlrabi. I also planted some Swiss chard in here. I have a humongous oregano plant in here that I usually trim back and save, and I dry my herbs. I dry my herbs so I could use them. And sometimes I also use them fresh. So in the summertime, I come out here and I use them mostly fresh. And in the winter and fall, when the season has finished, I usually use the dry ones. In this bed, I have all of my cabbages that I planted here. I bought these cabbages from a nursery. My dog is barking because there's a lot of turkey vultures that's in a tree over there. Also in this bed are carrots. There's barely any carrots in here left. I should plant some more. There's not much else happening in these beds. It's just carrots here in this bed. It's just carrots that's happening in these two beds. I haven't planted anything else as of yet. I did also forget to mention that I have a chamomile that's growing here. I think it's the Roman chamomile. I'm not sure. I always forget to label my things sometimes, and then I'm like, I'm gonna remember, and I totally never remember. But it's most likely a Roman chamomile because it's still here and it's still doing pretty good. In this bed, there's not much happening at all. I had some Swiss chard in here and there's only one left, and it's trying to give me some leaves, but I'm probably gonna pull it out the ground. This is some elephant ear garlic that I've had here for a while and I never harvested it. I'll probably be able to harvest it this year. This is another chamomile. She looks great. I'm gonna call it a she. She looks great. Over here we have my lemon balm. I'm not the best at taking care of my lemon balm sometimes. I used to have something here that surrounded it so it wouldn't go out, but that thing is gone now, so I have to try to build something around it because I don't want it to spread anywhere else. They smell divine, smell so good. I want to try to put lemon balm in some bread, so lemon balm with something and make some tea breads and so forth, so check out my bread content. My hydrangea sprouted before with our first spring and now with our second spring it's sprouting again, so I'm excited. So I know you guys have been looking at my plum trees because the blossom is so beautiful, but I'm not as excited. The reason I'm not so excited is because every year so far my plum tree, they will blossom, look beautiful. I'll be so hopeful I'm going to get plum, and then I don't get plum because it gets cold again, or it gets super cold and then windy and everything flies off. Last year there was hope that I was about to get some plum. They had some little plums on there and they all disappeared, so I'm not that excited, but I hope that something happens, and if it doesn't, I'll be okay too. It's whatever. I did watch someone else's video. He lives over here on the East Coast, and he did say that you need to buy European plums because they flower a little bit later for us. So I have to look more into that and see, and that's something that I might be interested in doing. Peach blossom is so pretty. As I've mentioned before, my garden is on a hill, like a lot of it is on a hill. So we experimented trying to grow fruit trees on the hill. The apple tree looks fine, but my peaches, they keep tipping over, especially this one and another plum tree over there. So that's something that I don't like doing. I would never do that again. but this peach tree does give us peaches. It gave us peaches last year. Unfortunately, I didn't prune my trees last year. I didn't prune my trees at all. Normally I leave it up to my husband because I don't feel very confident in pruning trees, but I'm gonna have to learn because my husband is too busy. So we'll see what happens this year, and then I heavily prune it this summer. All of my blueberries are all budding, so amazing. I love that. We love blueberries here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blueberry plants. My blackberries are also coming back as well. What is this? This is not blackberry, is it? That looks different. There's a different plant that's snuck in here. It's a peach tree. Wow, we have a whole peach tree growing here. Wow, this is from a peach seed. So I'm gonna tell you guys about that. Surprise, surprise. We have a peach tree that is growing here, and the peach tree is going along with my blackberry bush. So this peach tree came from seed from one of my peach trees. My parents had gifted us a peach tree. It's our first peach tree that we ever had. And so my dad had planted it up the hill. And yeah, look, it got so big. That's so amazing. I want to dig it out of here. I have to consult Daniel to ask him what he wants to do about this peach tree. In these 2 beds, I have my Swiss chards that I planted the other day. I have an old cabbage, another cabbage, and some kale that's here, some elephant garlic. It's not a lot of them, so I planted them here. And this is onion chives and a chamomile. And the chamomile has been here since I think early fall. And that's what I have in this bed thus far. I hope to fill it up in this bed. You guys seen that I planted in this the other day. Other than everything that I've planted recently, I had some kale in here, and that's about it. I need to fill 1, 2, 3, 4 more blocks that I need to fill up with something, and then this bed will be completely full of food. There isn't much happening in this section of my property as of yet, but I did plant some broccolis and they look really good. Let's see what's growing in the greenhouse. My greenhouse is falling apart. Look, it's falling apart. So in the greenhouse, there's not much happening here. All I have is a few kales. I had some Swiss chard here, but they did not make it. I do see a tomato. I grew tomatoes in here last summer, and I see my first sprout of tomato because some tomatoes fell and they're gonna sprout in here. I am not planting much in here as of yet. I planted some carrots. I also planted some kohlrabies. Unfortunately, the kohlrabi and the bok choy that I planted here in my previous video, they did sprout, but they all did not make it. That's okay. My carrots, and they are sprouted. Okay, so we're gonna have some carrots in here. We have some more brassicas that is growing. So that's what's growing in the greenhouse. Not really much happening in here. Well, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and you can let me know what you're growing in your yard and what's sprouting and what looks good, what you're excited about. I'm excited about a lot of things. So let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.